So I'm gonna start with my skin. And I found a color that I think works pretty good for my skin color. And I'm gonna color it in. Notice that I'm not going in a lot of different directions. I'm pretty much just keeping it all going in the same direction. And I'm trying really hard not to make my strokes of my pencil super noticeable. I really don't want to see my coloring. I just want to have color, if that makes sense. I'm going inwards because I want my face to look round. So if you kind of can subconsciously see the strokes of my pencil, I want it to help out and give my face a roundness. So now I'm going to go the opposite direction on this side of my face. Same thing. I'm trying not to have any noticeable pencil marks, but if I do, I want them to be helping out the roundness of my face, not hurting it. All right, now that I've done my base skin color, now I'm going to move on to the slightly darker one, and this is how I'm going to add some shadow in. Not all of it, but some of it. So I'm going to add some shadow back in with this darker color. And you can, it's not quite as easy as with the other kinds, so you definitely want to build up in layers. So I'm not pushing really, really hard. I'm just pushing a little bit harder, and then I'm going to go back over it, and I'm just going to build the whole thing up in layers. And if you're worried about pushing too hard and getting any lines in it, then don't push any harder at all. It's a darker color. You really don't need to. Just make sure that you go back and you build up. All right, now that I've got my skin covered, now I'm gonna go and I'm gonna do my eyes. So you should have some shadow in these corners of your eye, showing that you've got like a round ball in your eye socket. You don't need to mess with those. You don't really need to mess with the whites of your eyes, but you do need to deal with your iris. So I'm actually gonna use this color for my eye color. So I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna color in my eye color. And your eye colors tend to be really bold, so you could go pretty dark with this. Just make sure that you do it evenly so you don't get pencil marks again. All right, and then my pupil. Same thing. Go pretty dark with your pupil. If you wanted to, you could go back in and you could add in your eyelashes, but honestly, you can probably still see them in your Prismacolor ebony pencils, so you don't really have to do that. All right, now for my eyebrows. I'm gonna pick a color similar to what I'm gonna use for my hair. So I picked a dark one. If you've got light eyebrows, like blonde eyebrows, you might want to erase away the pencil sketch that you did of your eyebrows before you go over it. Otherwise, it's just going to look muddy. And that's not what you want. All right, so there are my eyebrows. I'm going to add a little bit of brown into my eyebrows, into my eyelashes. All right, and now for my hair, I am going to do, my hair same as the pencil sketch method. You want to do individual strands of hair, but when you're using color, you can actually mix multiple colors into that situation. So like I'm going to first get my base color down, and my hair is pretty dark. Okay, so the video cut off last time I was working on this, but I can talk to you about what I did when I didn't notice that it was cut off. As you can see, I went in with my hair just like I had talked about doing in my pencil sketch drawing version. I also went back in, you might be able to tell, with multiple different versions of brown to just get a nice blended kind of look, because most people's hair is multiple colors, not just one solid color. After I did that, then I made sure to develop my shirt so that it looks like it's actually part of the drawing with my face, and I colored that in, and I colored in my background, making sure that all of my coloring in my background is going in one direction. You really don't want it to go in multiple directions. When you're coloring your background in around your hair, you want to make sure that you are filling in between your hair strands towards the bottom, so that way it doesn't look totally unrealistic, like you're seeing through your hair into the background and there's nothing there. From here, you can go back over things that you did in your Prismacolor if you want to. You don't necessarily have to do this part, but some people think it looks better to outline some of the stuff that you had just done in pencil. So if you're one of those people, you might want to go back over some stuff just to make everything look a little bit bolder and nicer. And it really does seem to make everything look really nice when you do that. All right, so that's your colored pencil sketch.